A $3 liquid from any drugstore shelf kills all scent, not covers it, not masks it, kills it at the molecular base. Deer cannot detect what this solution erases from your trail. No commercial spray, no carbon suit, no overpriced field gear, just 3 ingredients your grandmother kept under her kitchen. Appalachian hunters used a version of this method for decades. The outdoor gear industry found it, tested it, then buried it. Because if every hunter in America mixed this for $3, an entire billion-dollar scent control market dies in a season. This is the scent method they worked hard to erase from memory. Welcome to Hidden Hunter Wyatt, and this channel is different. If you are not subscribed, hit subscribe and tap the bell now. This is where we dig up what modern hunting culture has buried. In 1963, a small crew of mountain deer hunters gathered at a ridge camp in the Appalachian hills of Carolina. One of them, a local trapper named Earl Presley, stood apart. Earl never purchased commercial scent products from any store. He never carried cover spray or wore any kind of carbon cloth. But he filled his tag faster than any hunter in Swain County. Every single season, without fail, for over 20 solid years. Other hunters in that mountain camp thought he was born lucky. But luck does not repeat itself clean for 2 straight decades. Earl carried a small glass jar in his day pack every single sit, clear liquid inside with no label. He mixed it the night prior. He poured it across his hands and rubbed it into both of boots, then across his pants, then his jacket collar and the hat brim. He rubbed leftover solution across his bow grip and the stand. The smell coming off the jar was faint and almost like nothing. Close to clean water with a dry edge that faded within seconds. Nobody questioned it because nobody understood what it even was. But deer never picked up Earl Presley, not one time in season, not at 15 yards, not with the wind shifting through timber. One morning, a young man at camp finally asked what was in there. Earl pulled the jar from his vest pocket and said 3 words. Peroxide, soda, water. That is all you need in the whole woods. The young hunter laughed it off. Earl said nothing and walked straight into the dark timber and came back dragging a fat buck. That mix was not something Earl invented himself in the hollow. It came from his father, and before that, from mountain families. Folks spread across the Smoky Ridges who never needed a bottle. They did not have laboratories to study volatile scent markers. They understood what the timber punished and what it let slide. This knowledge moved hand to hand for over 40 years quietly. No packaging, no branding, no shelf space at the general store, until the outdoor industry realized hunters were skipping sales. But this video is just the surface of what they tried to bury. I collected everything modern outdoor culture erased from view, all of it inside the complete Forbidden Hunters Vault archive. Ghost scent methods that make deer miss what they should catch. Silent stalking mechanics that old hunters used without a sound. Tracking signs that most people walk right past every single day. Hidden camp tricks that keep your full presence off the timber. Cold weather fixes that make expensive winter gear look foolish. 8 powerful modules waiting in one place. No fluff, no filler. The link is sitting right there in the description below this. But stay right here with me. The video is just getting started. Now here is why this $3 mix works at a chemical level. Hydrogen peroxide at 3% concentration breaks apart the volatile organic compounds your skin releases every second. Your body sheds roughly 40,000 dead skin cells an hour. Each cell carries bacteria producing detectable scent compounds. A whitetail deer has 297 million scent receptors packed inside its nasal cavity. Humans have 6 total, 6 million against nearly 300 million scent sensors. That means a deer processes scent about 50 times, beyond what anything your own nose could register, standing in the same spot. Research out of the University of Georgia showed that whitetail deer can detect human odor particles at concentrations far below 1 single part per billion when the wind carries in their path. 1 part per billion. Let that number sit in your mind a second. That is the same as finding 1 drop of sweat in a full Olympic swimming pool, and the deer still catches it across the hollow. Now add baking soda into the equation with the peroxide mixture. Sodium bicarbonate is a natural alkaline compound that attacks acidic odor right at the surface before it even becomes airborne. When you combine peroxide and baking soda inside of clean water, you build a solution that hits your scent trail from both sides. Peroxide breaks the organic compounds apart on fabric and cloth. Soda neutralizes what remains sitting on the surface of your skin. Mississippi State University ran controlled scent detection tests using tracking dogs trained to detect at a lower scent threshold. Subjects treated with peroxide soda wash showed a 68% lower detection rate across open woodland trail courses. Now compare that to a $22 commercial scent spray. That spray masked odor for about 40 minutes in field testing. The $3 mix kept detection rates suppressed for over 3 full hours under moderate wind across dense wooded terrain. 3 hours of reduced scent for $3 out of your sink. If you have made it this far into this video, you now know more about real scent control than most hunters learn in a lifetime. Subscribe and share this with a hunter who still values honest fieldcraft over the expensive noise the gear industry produces. And remember, the full vault is waiting in the description now. Stay with me because the next part of this matters even more. So why does almost nobody ever talk about a $3 fix? Why did this mountain knowledge sit buried and never spread out? The answer is simpler and uglier than most hunters want to hear. The outdoor scent control industry generates well over $1 full billion in revenue each year across the United States. $1 billion, from sprays, suits, carbon detergents, field wipes, ozone generators, scent-free bags, carbon fabric, dryer sheets, and a dozen other products all designed to fix the same problem. When a $3 kitchen mix outperforms a $30 can, the entire business model starts cracking right down the middle. You cannot patent hydrogen peroxide. It sits on every shelf now. You cannot trademark common baking soda. Grandmothers own that. You cannot build a subscription model around free basic science. So the industry did exactly what every threatened market will do. It buried the simple answer underneath a complicated new problem. They funded influencers who only reviewed expensive scent brands. They sponsored hunting shows that never once mentioned home mixes. They created certification programs built on their own compounds. They told you the problem was molecular and the fix required nano. They told you that unless the bottle carried a registered patent, you were gambling with your entire season out there in the woods. Meanwhile, quiet mountain hunters kept mixing the same $3 jar every October and kept tagging deer while the rest spent more. The system does not reward simplicity in any outdoor supply chain. It punishes it quietly, because simplicity kills the dependency, and dependency is the only thing keeping that profit line intact. Look at the shelves of any big outdoor retailer on opening week. Scent sprays stacked floor to ceiling in bright branded bottles. Carbon suits hanging on racks with price tags over $200. Ozone machines boxed in camo packaging like military equipment. Every product promising what a kitchen shelf already delivers. That is not innovation. That is manufactured confusion for cash, and the hunters who know better just keep mixing and keep quiet. Here is exactly what you do. No guesswork and no complication. Take 1 full cup of hydrogen peroxide, 3% strength. You can find it at any drugstore or dollar store in the country. Add 1/4 cup of standard baking soda from your kitchen. Mix both ingredients into 1 quart of clean water. Stir slowly. Pour the finished mix into a clean spray bottle. No old residue. The night before your hunt, spray down every piece of clothing. Hit your jacket, your pants, your hat, gloves, and your boots. Let everything air dry on a clean line, far from any house odors. In the morning, lightly spray your hands and any exposed skin. Rub the leftover solution across your bow grip or your gun stock. Wipe your tree stand rails and your blind frame with a damp rag. Do not store this mix for more than 48 hours in a jar. Peroxide loses oxidizing strength once it starts breaking apart. Always mix a fresh batch the night before each individual hunt. That is it. 3 ingredients, $3, 3 minutes tops. No subscription model, no branded bottle, no annual gear upgrade. Now I need to be completely honest about one real limitation here. This does not make you totally invisible to every deer out there. No product on this earth can promise that under every condition. Wind shifts, thermals change, and deer adjust their alert level. But this mix reduces your scent footprint by a measurable margin that outperforms most commercial options at a fraction of the cost. Compare this to what the outdoor industry wants you to buy today. A carbon-lined suit starts around $200 on average. Scent elimination spray runs $15 to $30 per bottle. Ozone machines for your gear bag start well above $100. Scent-free laundry detergent costs $8 to $12 a jug. A full commercial scent system adds up past $400 each season when you combine every piece the industry promotes. This mix costs $3 and handles an entire hunting trip. Earl Presley knew this math before the first brand even existed. The woods never once asked for a receipt, just respect and sense. This knowledge did not disappear. It waited in mountain hollows. It waited inside handwritten journals and quiet family deer camps. It waited for someone who would say it out loud and press record. $3, 3 ingredients, 3 quiet minutes of your day, and the outdoor scent control industry loses its grip on you now. If this video changed something in you, subscribe and share this. Every single share keeps one more buried method alive and visible. Everything they tried to bury is inside the complete vault today. The link is sitting in the description. See what else they erased. The next vault opens soon, and what is waiting inside goes deeper.